Hello and welcome to Barely Contained, putting another few celebrity logs on the internal fire that is show business. I'm Chris Beckett and warming himself alongside me is Matt Withers.
That's me.
Right, kicking things off, Matt. It's very cold, so let's warm us up with Michelle Keegan wraps up warm for London filming session as husband Mark Wright brags about luxury ski weekends.
And this is from the Mirror Online, I see.
That's right, yes. The Our Girl actress looked like she was feeling the chill as she wrapped up in a winter coat and scarf.
That would make it look like she was feeling the chill.
Well, there are other such shrewd observations peppered throughout this piece. Michelle Keegan is cracking on with a busy filming schedule in London as her husband Mark Wright lives the high life in America. The Our Girl actress was spotted leaving a filming session at a North London studio and looked like she was feeling the cold.
How did they come to this conclusion that she looked like she was feeling the cold, Chris? I'd like some more information.
Well, with snow drifting in, the former Coronation Street star was wrapped up in a winter coat and scarf as she headed off from the studio.
That would make me think that she was feeling the cold.
She appears to have been doing a spot of shopping on her lunch break too, as she carried a Topshop carrier bag in one hand.
This is one heck of a sleuth of a journalist.
It's real top-level stuff, isn't it?
Actually wasted in journalism. You know, at this time of heightened tension, surely our security services should be able to spot this razor-sharp pair of eyes.
Get yourself down to Baker Street. Michelle pulled her hair back in a messy bun and held onto her phone as she walked along the street. Perhaps she was checking to see what her husband had been up to as he enjoyed a luxury ski break.
I mean, yeah, perhaps. You're entering the realm of real conjecture here, actually, aren't you?
I mean, she could have been playing words with friends, but it's a beautiful segue. It's like, you know, a real classy, like a kind of key change, a real classy moment. Mark has been hitting the slopes in America, but was well protected from the cold thanks to the hot tub on the balcony of his posh hotel room.
This report is obsessed with the cold. I mean, I know it's been a bit nippy, you know, with the beast from the east, etc., but really...
It comes for us all, Matt. It comes for us all. The former Towie star took to Instagram to share a picture of himself raising a beer to the mountains from the warm comfort of his hot tub.
Of course he did.
He captioned the topless snap, "Cheers, what a weekend. First time ever skiing in the States and I loved it. At Deer Valley Resort was unreal. This pic is from my balcony at Stein Residences. What a place. A weekend I will never forget."
Yeah, I mean...
At product placement.
I gotta say, he has been well remunerated for the plugs for Deer Valley Resort and Stein Residences there, but we haven't. And in fact, I've just repeated them again.
Yeah.
So
they are getting a real double bubble. Mark, who hosts Extra in LA... Is it called Extra in LA or is it Extra?
Is it Extra and it's filmed in LA? Is it Extra in LA? What is it?
So confusing.
Who is he?
That's Mark Wright you're talking about. Mark, who hosts Extra in LA, also shared a video of himself hitting the slopes, adding, "Nothing beats this feeling. What a weekend." Yeah, what a freebie. It comes after Mark sparked a debate on loose women over exactly what constitutes cheating when he was caught liking a picture of Rita Ora's bum.
Another key change in this. It's a multifaceted story, really. We've moved on to his wife and, you know, was she cold? Has she been shopping? Through to his product placement. And now, where it constitutes cheating if he likes someone's bottom.
Well, it's Rita Ora's bum. I mean, I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Despite his online actions seeing him become a talking point on the ITV show, he went on to give another thumbs up to the racy lingerie shot of wrestler Brie Bella on Instagram. He's really taunting those loose women, isn't he? This is just pure provocation by Righty. Dressed in pink, barely there underwear, the image shows Brie reclining on a bed as she stares seductively at the camera. And Righty, who interviewed the star and her sister Nikki last October on his US show Extra, gave it a good old click earlier this month.
A good old click. Not just a click.
I don't think you can read out the phrase gives it a good old click without a bit of a whoa implied in the background.
Yeah, it does. It kind of needs to be said by a kind of guy who wears a flat cap.
Nigel Farage.
No, well, yeah, Nigel Farage. Yeah, good old click, yes.
Discussing the incident on Loose Women last week, Andrea McLean, Colleen Nolan, Nadia Sawala and Janet Street Porter entered a fierce debate on whether a social media like could ever be considered cheating. Newly single Colleen kicked things off by saying she thinks there's nothing wrong with appreciating attractive members of the opposite sex, even if you're partnered up. Newly single Colleen. I've looked at pictures of gorgeous men online and pressed like 1,000 times, and occasionally screenshotted them on my down days, she admitted.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
What, that the story just ends right there?
Well, yes.
That's pretty weird.
I would say the entire structure of this piece is odd, but the screenshotting, do you not think?
Yeah.
Taking a screen grab, going into Paint, cropping it, saving it to the desktop.
All right. It's a little bit of a stalker's A to B here. Now, Matt, still feeling the pinch from the cold. I hear you've got something from the Daily Mail online about young Harry Styles.
I have, yes, continuing the vaguely weather theme. This is headline, "Stop Your Crying Baby, It's a Sign of the Times. Smitten Harry Styles melts hearts everywhere as he heads out with a pushchair, brackets, but don't worry, it's not his baby."
Well, phew.
Stop Your Crying Baby, It's a Sign of the Times, I take to be a lyric from the classic Styles songbook.
It possibly might be a One Direction number.
I think it's one of his solo ones, Chris, actually.
I sit corrected.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't... spoiler alert, the baby crying is not a trope of this story. So it's been shoehorned in there.
Well, I am disappointed.
But it's actually irrelevant to the story, if indeed the story is not stating it too highly. Harry Styles melted fans' hearts everywhere when he was pictured out with a baby stroller, which is Americanese, I believe, for pushchair.
Okay.
Or buggy.
Fair enough.
But they can breathe a sigh of relief as the baby does not belong to him, but a friend.
Thank God he has not implanted his seed into someone else.
I thought it could have taken a very dark turn. It could have just ended with "does not belong to him," and then the Crime Stoppers number. Have you seen this man? Because they have, you won't be surprised to hear, give a very thorough description of what he's wearing. The former One Direction singer, 24, looked completely smitten with the baby as he gazed lovingly at it, giving it a big smile as he enjoyed a walk in London this week.
It's very much on the political trail.
He had first given the mother, who I think's unnamed here, a big hug as they met up on one of his rare days off as a solo artist before waving at her newborn.
Now you say the mother's unnamed. Does that mean that this story has purely been put together by looking at some pictures as opposed to a thorough interview of all the parties concerned?
Yeah, it could be, or a video. It says he waved at a newborn.
Okay.
It could just be a picture. I mean, it's unlikely he was given a Nazi salute as he...
Harry.
As he made up very much the wrong Harry, yeah. And this is weird. I mean, credit to the report here. They've literally just got two pictures of him with a pushchair, and they've had to really thrash this one out. His former bandmates, Louis Tomlinson and Liam Payne, are both already fathers to little ones.
Okay.
Harry was wrapped up against the cold for its outing, and it's no wonder, as the Met Office predicted it would snow in eastern England later that evening.
This story's really going to age well, isn't it? We're going to be looking back on this in months and thinking, but what was the Met Office saying?
Yeah, he ended up with 1,000 dead. Of course, Harry's famously loyal to the Met Office and has shunned the BBC weather since they moved to a different provider.
Well, yeah, understandable.
He wore a simple blue jacket with a shearling collar over a white t-shirt, teaming his baggy jeans with a pair of Vans trainers. He perched a pair of designer shades on his head, but he certainly would not be needing those.
Well, bit of waste having them, really.
You don't need to have you twat. You're not listening to the Met Office. It's absolutely
He
awful
had
out there.
A pair of red armbands on, but he would be not needing them either.
He was wearing nothing but a barrel attached to him with two braces, like the way that cartoons used to illustrate that people were paupers. In 2013, so this is
Whoa, hang on.
really stretching things out now. So somebody's had to go into the Cuts library and look for anything that would indicate that Harry had any view on having a baby. So 5 years ago, Harry admitted to feeling extremely broody in an interview with Grazia. He said, "I haven't had kids yet. I can't wait to have kids. Quite broody. Yeah."
Pretty much sums up.
However, when bandmate Niall Horan said he was being questioned about what he wants to happen next in his life, he quickly tweaked his answer. He said, "I don't mean right now. I mean, when I eventually have kids, that's something I'm looking forward to."
Well, you would hope so, that you're actually looking forward to having kids when you have them.
That very much is a tweak of the answer there.
It's quite slippery on the whole paternity issue on Styles.
What's he hiding?
Well, I'm not suggesting he's hiding anything. I'm just saying he's,
Obviously needed another couple of paragraphs here just to fill the space. So he also talked about how strange he finds it is when he gets female attention. He said, "It's a bit weird. I mean, you never walk around and think everybody fancies me, but we'll get over it."
Maybe I'm just a jealous type, but I think people who are quoted as saying "you never walk around and think everybody fancies me" are precisely the people who walk around thinking
Yeah.
everyone fancies me.
And also, he says we'll get over it, so he's given himself the royal we. So presumably, when he does have a kid, he'll come out in the street and say, "We are a father," like Margaret Thatcher.
That would be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
And finally, Chris, we're moving away from weather, or indeed anything that really passes for news at all, really. What's caught your eye, finally?
Right, now this one is from the Daily Star. Gemma Atkinson raises temperatures in cleavage-bearing lieutenant's outfit.
Oh, well, I suppose, yeah, there is a warmth stroke cold aspect in a temperature
Maybe,
raising here.
yeah.
And you're very much going for lieutenant over lieutenant.
I'm more of a lieutenant man. Is that a sign of my my upbringing?
It's whatever you're happy with.
Okay. What about Bath?
Yeah, Bath.
Bath. Okay. Tortoise.
Tortoise or tortoise? You mean?
Yeah.
Tortoise.
Dom Perignon.
No, come on.
Gemma Atkinson cemented her bombshell status when she turned into an army vixen. The Strictly Come Dancing starlet turned heads on the red carpet earlier this week, donning a jaw-dropping dress at the Brits 2018. 2018 or 2018?
2018.
Okay. And the actress continued to cause a stir when she took a sizzling trip down memory lane on her Gemma Atkinson Instagram. Taking to her profile story... Yes, Matt. Taking to her profile story.
That's what they say,
What's
isn't
wrong
it?
with that?
That is what people say. It's like that Steve Buscemi meme, isn't it? How do you do, fellow kids? Are you taking to your profile stories today?
Taking to her profile story, the 33-year-old posted the promo poster for her role in 2008 video game spectacular Command & Conquer Red Alert 3.
I know it well.
Yeah. Looking every inch the saucy officer, Gemma, who played Lieutenant Eva McKenna, rocked a skin-bearing blue uniform. Allowing her ample assets to take centre stage, the buxom babe flashed her cleavage as she dared to unbutton her shirt.
It's just what she's like. You know, it's not all about her. Sometimes she will just allow her ample assets to take centre stage. You know, why hog it all herself?
She's quite selfless in a way.
She's a giving actress.
Going hell for leather in her costume, Atkinson also paraded her toned pins in a thigh-skimming skirt. Matt, how do you go hell for leather in a costume?
I suppose Meatloaf very much goes hell for leather every time he dresses up for the stage.
What, because he's just putting himself out there so much that he's sort of sweating and causing a bit
he
of a
predominantly
ruckus?
He predominantly wears leather, and much of his oeuvre is based around the notion of Hades.
Oeuvre or oeuvre?
Oeuvre. So yes, Meatloaf very much goes hell for leather every time he gets dressed to the morn.
But Gemma Atkinson, I would argue, not so much. Posing with her finger covering her glossy pout, the former Hollyoaks cast babe oozed confidence in the intention-grabbing shot.
Yeah, she was very much a Hollyoaks cast babe, in case you thought she was more on the kind of sound engineering part of that show.
That's such a bizarrely, specific... Hollyoaks, yeah. Setting the scene for her 574,000 followers, she captioned the post, 10 years since I was Eva McKenna in Red Alert 3, followed by the shocked face emoji.
Is it 10 years since Red Alert 3?
It seems only yesterday. Inspired by Gemma's throwback snap, Daily Star Online revisited some of the starlet's cut scenes from the popular video game. Where would you get those from?
I have no idea.
Right, we need you to do a story. Okay,
yeah.
We need to look into this video game. Okay, I'll play the video game. No, not the main bit, the cut scenes. Yeah. The blooper reel.
But it's my first day on work experience.
Can't I just go back to Rachel Riley? Amping up the sex appeal for the camera, the starlet put on a flirtatious display as she acted out the tongue-in-cheek storylines. As fans will know all too well, the eccentric plot takes place in an alternate reality to World War II and focuses on the Western Allies' fight against the Soviet Union. As you knew all too well.
As you copied off the back of the box.
With another world titled Empire of the Rising Sun also making a play for the top spots, there's plenty of action taking place in the game. That sounds like it's talking about the latest video game charts. I really don't understand where they're going with that.
Completely lost me, I'm afraid.
The storyline witnesses the Western Allies, among them Gemma's character Eva, attempt to derail the Soviet leaders' plans to go back in time and kill Albert Einstein, thus altering the course of history.
Right.
In keeping with the absurd plot, Atkinson put on an eye-popping performance, regularly leaning over a desk and showcasing her assets as she delivered instructions to the players.
Wow, this sounds like a phenomenal piece of feminist work.
Such a great gig.
Yeah.
She must be really proud to
when
bring it out again.
When her agent phoned her up with that one, she was absolutely delighted to get out of her comfort zone and get achieved into something a bit meatier.
I'm surprised she didn't have some sort of Ivana kind of hump-a-lot type name or something. Offering winners of the Gamer Award, Eva said, "When this is all over, I'd like to invite you back to my flat for a little victory dinner." Needless to say, fans have been vocal of their appreciation for the resurfaced footage. Commenting on YouTube, one admirer raved, "She is so pretty." Getting to the point, another viewer wrote, "Every time I see her, I yell out, cleavage!"
Oh, God.
You just imagine how this person must live their life, Right, big business meeting. We're planning a merger. I keep things simple. Business.
Maybe he's her agent.
Possibly. Although that could make things quite difficult when you're actually trying to talk to, I want you to negotiate me a raise. Maybe I could get like a share of the profits of the next advert. Cleavage.
Yeah, this awful kind of...
like a sort of Tourette's thing.
Yeah, kind of sort of memorial Tourette's.
Yeah. On which bombshell, I think we're going to have to leave you now because looks like the beast from the east out of the window has gone for now. No more snow. The sun's shining. I've been Chris Beckett, and thanks as ever to Matt with us.
Thank you very much.
If you want to argue with us on Twitter or talk about the different pronunciations that we've been throwing around, you should go to @barely_pod.
Hey Chris, tell us about the Facebook page.
And there's also a Facebook page now as well. If you look at Barely Contains the podcast group, there are literally hundreds of people that I've forcefully added among my friends group. Anyway, that's enough. Goodbye.
Bye.